When Polaris introduced the NorthStar package back in 2016, it quickly became one of the most desirable units in their lineup. The idea that you could have a utility side-by-side with a completely sealed cab that was quiet and had heat was something people wanted really bad. And Polaris, of course, delivered the way they always do, by exceeding everyone's expectations. Then, the very next year, in 2017, they once again exceeded expectations by introducing the industry's first side-by-side with a factory-installed, fully sealed cab that included not just heat, but air conditioning as well. It didn't take long for people to see the endless list of practical benefits and uses for this setup. You can work all day without getting too hot or too cold. You stay dry in the rain and snow. You stay clean when you're in the mud. Stay warm when it's cold and cold when it's hot. Pick any adverse condition, anyone will do, and the NorthStar levels the playing field to the point where you simply don't have to stop riding. We had a 2017 Ranger NorthStar press unit that we kept for an entire winter here in Ontario, Canada. Now that winter was a particularly cold one with many days dropping below 20 Celsius, and it was also a big snow year. I plowed my driveway nearly every day that winter in a t-shirt while my neighbors were all bundled up in pretty much every piece of winter gear they had. It was fantastic. There has never been a question about the NorthStar being a must-have for anyone looking to get a job done. It absolutely is. But as we've talked about many times, the Ranger is surprisingly capable and fun for trail riding as well. And the benefits of the NorthStar package carried over perfectly into the recreational side of things. I could take my kids out for a ride and didn't have to worry about them getting wet or muddy, or worse, and I'm not talking a little bit worse, I'm talking catastrophic world-ending kind of worse, without them getting a bug on them. The NorthStar Ranger's cab keeps all the bad stuff out and all the passengers inside cool as cucumbers, which is why we were all surprised it took Polaris so long to release a full-on recreational side-by-side with the NorthStar treatment. When it finally did hit the ground, the Xpedition Adventure was a super cool side-by-side, even in base model trim. But of course, the NorthStar package is definitely the one you want. For the first time ever, I didn't have to convince my family to go for a ride when conditions were less than perfect. In fact, my wife wanted to get out on the trail and would suggest it as a great activity on cold or rainy days, all thanks to the NorthStar's sealed cab and HVAC system. In the Xpedition NorthStar, she could keep the temperature exactly where she wanted it and stay perfectly clean and dry all day. But furthermore, being inside the cab made it easier to talk to each other on the trail. An activity that typically would discourage conversation became a very social one. From day one, the NorthStar package was always premium. It included the 7S display standard, as well as all the other bells and whistles that were available for a Ranger at the time. Now though, Polaris has taken all of its NorthStar equipped side-by-sides to a whole other level. The XD1500 NorthStar is, without a doubt, the most luxurious side-by-side we have ever set foot in. To put it in automotive terms, the XD1500 NorthStar is akin to a Denali or a King Ranch from GM or Ford. Now this brings up another interesting topic of discussion: price. It's no secret that side-by-side prices have been on a steady incline. There are numerous reasons for this, and some of them have nothing to do with the side-by-side industry at all. Polaris's NorthStar equipped side-by-sides are all at the very top end of their respective price ranges. To put it simply, they are expensive. But let's look at this from a more rational perspective. Sales data clearly indicates that over 60% of side-by-sides in the industry leave the dealership with a full cab enclosure pre-installed. Having a cab system installed on a side-by-side that doesn't come with it is a very costly upgrade. This means that over 60% of buyers are willing to spend considerable money on top of the price of their new side-by-side to be better protected from the elements and enjoy a more comfortable riding experience. If you do the math on what it would cost to put a full cab system with just heat onto a regular Ranger or Xpedition, you'll see that it would be significantly more expensive than just upgrading to the NorthStar package that also includes air conditioning, a 7S display, and a whole long list of other upgrades. Add to this the fact that dealers almost never sit on NorthStar units. If they aren't already pre-sold when they arrive, they sell immediately. It's the less expensive units that tend to sit for a while before selling. So what does this prove? Well, it proves that while these units are definitely expensive, they actually represent a pretty significant value to a large number of side-by-side buyers who are willing to pay for protection from the elements, premium features, premium fit and finish, and the ability to ride their side-by-side anytime, anywhere, in any condition. Polaris was first to the full HVAC party and have steadily continued to innovate and improve their NorthStar models year after year. Furthermore, they're the only company producing full cab HVAC-equipped units in multiple categories. The XD1500 in the super utility class, the Ranger XP in the utility class, and the Xpedition in the recreational class. Now, when I sit and I ponder about what Polaris side-by-side deserves to get the NorthStar treatment next, I think you'll agree with me that the RZR simply makes the most sense. In fact, I think it would be a complete out-of-the-park home run.